Welcome to Kickstarter Radio. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. This is Kickstarter Radio 1 and 2.4, and we've got Brink today. Now, every time I see an IV Studio Games, I'm kind of scratching my head. This is going to be a harsh critique. It really is. And hopefully the dev team see this, because this critique is essential if they're going to sway people like myself into getting on board with the games. Now, it says shape the legacy of the Moonrakers. It's in the IP, not related to the other Moonrakers game they started their Kickstarter journey on, but it's, they're inside the space IP, so what the heck. New standalone worker placement game filled with diplomacy, trading, and hexploration. You might be careful using that word, hexploration, especially when Hexplore is already on GamePhone now with Volume 5. Oh my goodness. And I'm telling you now, the amount of value on that GamePhone site. Completely different game. It's an adventure game, but yes, Hexploration in that game. Oh, excited for that one. You see. Anyway, now they've pimped this thing out, and I really don't understand why they've pimped it out in the way they have. First of all, this board, it's supposed to be space, isn't it? Like, shouldn't you have some kind of space in the background? Like, there's no stars or, nebula or anything. You just need to look at the stuff Hubble's been taking photographs of. The board underneath should look like something. Space is not just blank. Now, you're supposed to be traveling a galaxy, but I'm sorry, it's a solar system. Everything's so close. That's all I'm saying. And IV Studio have this way of making the Kickstarter make it look like you've got a big board, and it's always small. It's like criminally small. Now, they do have a playmat, and if you were on this pledge, I would 100% get the playmat. You just need to go to Fractured Sky and see how big that board is. It is criminal. It really is. They double down on this box size, and they don't want to go bigger or anything like that, so they are limited by their own limitation. Alright, so the board itself needs, for me, a better pass to make it look more space-like. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Now, loads of people absolutely poo their pants when IV Studio comes on Kickstarter because they're in love with the studio. Whatever. I'm not in that band. Now, the space art is, I want to say, not up to scratch. I'm a Star Citizen backer. I love War for New Eden, EVE Online's board game that came out last year, still in production. That has unique art all across the game. It's phenomenal. That is like a space game done properly. And here, it looks like all of this stuff is subpar, right? Because number one, you've got the Hubble spacecraft. You've got the web. Someone web camera his name. The NASA web camera taking pictures of space. You don't need some guy just taking a picture of something. There's great examples out there that could foster it. Because for me, this is looking like AI art. I'm sorry, but you ask AI art what a planet looks like, and it'll pop out something like this. You ask AI what space something look like, it's going to look like this. 100%. Because everything Star Citizen's doing is based on as close to reality as that game can get. Stunning. War for New Eden, again, trying to go for realism. And when you push this, I want to say, arty look of space, it really falls flat. And so this is my criticism of the tiles. Now, the ships themselves, I've got no problem with them. They're all unique. They have a deluxe box where they've upgraded all the cubes. That's kind of nice as well. They've got these massive borders around the outside, which is not going to be good for colourblind people. It just bonkers. And they could have reduced this down by just doing the corners of the hex and maybe putting some stripes or some icons to represent the colour. Also because it's, I don't know, the mixtures of the colour here isn't very, I want to say, accessible. Yeah, alright, let's keep moving. Upgradable ships. Yeah, you can actually stick stuff on here. Increases power. You can see these are like giant guns that you're putting on. There's no combat in the game. It is a work placement, and you're basically getting points to win it. Prestige points. Now, here we go. We've got Meg Gallic. I mean, really? That's the art on the cards? Oh my god. You know, these are supposed to be the people, and like, really, have you not got an artist? Like, if you're doing a sci-fi game, surely you look out there to commission some sci-fi space artists. Look, there's a ton of them out there. A ton out there. Oh my god. You just need concept artists to do this. And the amount you're asking for the game, you could have surely commissioned an artist. Because that is the worst representation of a character I've seen in a space game on Kickstarter. It really is. I'm not going to say any more. It could be better. 100% could be better. Now, the trays themselves that they're putting the components in, they could have put an inlay in these, you know, to make it look like it was a real kind of storage. It would have been interesting to actually put, let's say, company names. So there's a company that specialises in the purple resources, a company that's dealing with that, and you could have dressed this up a little bit better, you know, because they seem to pimp it out in directions which have my head scratching sometimes. So the board art, the hex art, the card art, and I'm guessing they could have made this look better. That's kind of a bonus or whatever. It's funny because when you go to a hex and it's at the end of the known galaxy, as they're calling it, you do put hex out there, so it is like Hexplore It, which is on Game Found at the minute. Totally different game, totally different genre. But when your pledge is 156 for the deluxe, man, I think it's a good time to see how much value that is worth these days on crowdfunding, and trust me that you could do a lot with that. Anyway, so really exploration won't be that big. I mean, the board can only go so far. It's true, and you can travel to the edge without nothing stopping you from just teleporting across the galaxy and going there. It doesn't take anything. So, you know, there's no kind of thought about fuel or moving around. You just kind of zip around. You know, someone might be near you, so that forces trading. Then, you know, you're kind of doing a vote and stuff like that. Now, you can perform these actions. Now, you know, Elon Musk said that one of the reasons he he's doing space. You know, he's got many of them, but one of them is he wants people to wake up and get excited about what's going on in the world, what's going on in space. You know, it's such an incredible thing to get excited about. And here, these action cards. Oh my god, man. It's like you're playing an indie game on Steam, video game, and it's one man. And he's just putting stuff together to make it gameplay focused, and there's like no art. When in reality, if that designer was also an artist, he would have spent longer doing the art, you know, to do it. For example. Deep regrets. Designer. One man did all the art for the game. All the art. It's his own art style. It looks fantastic. Ivy Studios have no artist. That's what I'm saying. Look at all that space you could have used. And it blows my mind. It just blows my mind. Now you can see here on this tray, it does have an inlay. There is stuff in between. But again, it's kind of minimal. Yeah, it's kind of minimal. So, you know, size on the table is questionable. It is questionable. I don't know, the last Kickstarter frightened me how small the board was. So I'm like, ooh. There is the mini, of course. Now you can see a little bit of art on here, but it's, again, it could be 500% better if you used an artist. It really could. And if they're pulling stuff from Moonraker, the first Kickstarter from yesteryear, like, you should only be doing that for names and stuff. Maybe icons, yes, but you can completely come in here with new art. Now, so it looks small, is my concern. It does look small. And the smaller it is, the more it's going to feel like a solar system, I'm guessing. The cards they're using as well, they look like mini Euro cards. So if you factor that in, it makes it look even smaller, right? So I'm connecting the dots here. Right, so wide back now. The Super Deluxe here, this shiny box, is definitely Kickstarter only. It's going to come with some new tiles. It's going to come with painted minis. Now, here's an example of the painted mini. Really? You're going to put a gun on your spaceship? That's pink. Is that a thing? You've got a pink ship. I'm not shopping. I don't want that gun unless you paint it pink. I've got a pink ship. Like, oh my god, what's going on with these painted stuff? It's like they're trying to remove any kind of space interest, or space excitement with these ships, because as soon as you put a pink gun on these ships, it just reduces them just to be something silly, in my opinion. It's just bonkers, you know. And it looks like some kind of laser gun. Like, where's the battery coming from that? It just looks ridiculously big. Anyway, for me, the painted minis are a bit of a joke. You know, you could paint them yourself better, and we'll see them down below. Of course, I'm going to do a community card pack because they're just throwing it together. There's no artist involved. You just need to write it on a piece. You know, it's basically done in Illustrator. Something like this. Now, just to show you how far the designers are from what I think they should be doing, they have made a text adventure murder mystery in the Brink universe. Like, really? You couldn't have hired an artist and you got someone to do this? And the very fact that this is a text adventure speaks volumes, because there's no art here, is there? Eh? Do you get me? And they want people, they want these backers to play this, to actually stretch the game out. Now, I am not kidding you. This art here is the art they're using in the games. It's true. Find the shield lattice plans. You got no picture for that? Complete the UA trade agreement. You've got no picture of that. It just boggles my mind. So yeah, there's something clearly wrong here with the art, and for me, it's a massive no-no. You talk about red flag. Well, this is a complete no-no. It's not even a red flag. Defeat Nox the 6. Really? So... it just blows my mind what's going on here. All based on the game. The app thingy. Anyway. We'll get to see what's in the box. Let's just ignore these potential stretch goals that are coming down the pipe. They've got... this was like the other board game on Kickstarter. They've got what's in the box like 10 miles down the page is what's going on. Right, so you put your ship out. It might be getting components from one space, depending on the size of the ship. Could be getting 2 spaces, or it could be getting 3. Gather resources from there. You might have to give some resources to someone. You explore the grid and push it out. Whoopie-doo, won't be forever, small board. You will trade, but it's secret what you've got behind. Ambassadors, these are the people. You get a kind of a flashing through of all the card art here. It's desperate, it really is. And yeah, it's a crying shame, it really is. Your ship can get upgraded, which is nice, and you'll be plugging things in, as you can see here. Action cards, just, again, no art, criminal. And there is a vote. So there is this kind of idea of a lot of player interaction and things like this. But again, it's just a Euro game, and there it is, fairly simple. Right, so, you know, you're putting names on this. You can't get an artist. You've refused to get an artist, commission an artist, and it just looks super, super, I don't know. It's almost insulting if you're a sci-fi fan. That's what it feels like to me. It's kind of insulting. Right. Well, they're the minis in all their colours. It's kind of interesting. You've still got these giant guns all looking the same, though. So, really, you've all got the same ships? Is this it? You're all sharing the same ships and the same upgrades. That can't be it. Because you've got this. I think the red one though. That's supposed to be a warmongerer. Like, keep away from this guy. All right. There is obviously people that love this game, and there's obviously a lot of people happy with the game, but I think it needs a big pass of art to bring it up. Now, the player trays, if you look at these, this is kind of where the only art you've got. It looks like some kind of ice planet. Interesting. You've got some kind of spacescape on the yellow. Hiding the green, for whatever reason. Some kind of rocky place and some pink place. Well, you know. And like I said, it's killed any excitement for it. Just really has. Because, you know, when it comes to Eurogames, people always go, oh, they're all a little bit dry, aren't they? They can be without art and stuff. And it's like, haven't we turned the corner for Euros? And I really think it's hard to push the theme when you don't push the art. So, you know, Lipstickpaddy as a playtester. Interesting prototype. Who have you got as the artist? Redoing everything. Doing the next full pass on the game. Alright. $79 for the base. Wow. And even in this picture, they're hiding that green one. Look at this. Interesting, isn't it? You get cubes though, if you go for that. If you go for the base, pushing to 119 now, getting expensive. Custom cubes, custom play markers, nice. And you get these nice tray holders. And then you go 169, which is insanity, isn't it? Is it that bad? I mean, 79, we'll call that 80, and it's 1, so that's over double. Yowza. So the box goes holographic. The hexes have some holographic cards. Oh, you're going to put holograph treatment on this no art card. Wow. And here's an example of the painted minis, and they don't, for me, look painted. Yet you're using similar colours and all that stuff, but I don't know about that. And I think what's funny here with the mini, the red tall combat mini, they've painted the clear bottom and the stand prop to prop it up. Like, you're not supposed to paint that bit. Eh? What have you painted that bit for? And it's that kind of attention to detail. I don't think they're looking at it because they're not obviously interested in art. It's as simple as that. Really isn't. It really isn't. And so yeah, there it is. I would not be interested in getting this deluxeified version because the painted minis, you could do a better job. 100% do a better job bringing it more into sci-fi focus. The holographic cards are a little bit of a piss take because they are. They think they can make the art look better by making it holographic. They are insane. The hex art itself looks bad and you're making it holographic. This is, again, it's insanity. And, you know, do you really want a holographic box to bling it out? I think this one's a little bit egregious. I'd go for the middle pledge. Strange for me to say that. But if you go middle pledge, you can get the playmat because, again, the size of the map is going to be questionable. But I don't think the playmat's going to be any bigger. They do say it's big. It does not fit in the box. But if it's bigger, your hexes aren't going to fit on it, are they? So So that that is questionable. Now they have this add-on, and it's a micro expansion for Moonrakers. This is not this game. They're offering a sleeve pack for these cards if you really want to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, they're looking at how pimping it out in the wrong direction for me. They need to come a different way. Yeah, I mean, these just look daft, and you know, it is a bit of a question where you ask the community to design a card when they have no board game design experience. And I don't know about you, have you ever got a Kickstarter and you've got community cards and you've just ripped them up, thrown them out, burn them, whatever? Especially the cards that have like a picture of the backer on it. It's like, that's a bit insane, really, isn't it? And I wouldn't be I wouldn't miss these ever, really. Come on. You know, because in EVE Online, when they were asking for community cards, they were looking for community stories of real things that have happened in EVE. So the event deck had actual lore stories that was made by players. You know, that's kind of interesting. So, you know, design a card is going to be easy again, though, because there's no art. You're just going to flap up the information here, and you don't need to commission the artist to do these cards for you, which, you know, how many game fund and Kickstarter sites have you seen where there's not an artist working on the project? It's like bonkers. And you can get these extra hexes if you wish. Again, the art isn't selling me anything. Moonraker's micro expansion, they're just talking more about it here. Not this game. And shipping seems to be not too bad. It doesn't cost too bad. But if you get a playmat, it's going to go up 100%, isn't it? All right, this is coming May 2025, so we are a year away. And, you know, I have been following Kickstarter projects where there have been a lot of complaints and the artist changed it. I'll just give you an example that's quick to mind. Freedom 5, the incredible Kickstarter game, should be shipping this year, fingers crossed. Super late, from Arcane Wonders. I wasn't even aware people were complaining about the comments. And when I did the video of that, I thought the board looked okay. I didn't think it needed addressing. But apparently there were strong voices in the community, and the artist redid it. So it's not out of the question that an artist will come in. In fact, on the EVE Online Kickstarter page, some of the cards they were showing, Rix Javez, the fan artist of EVE, who was doing the art for the game, he just didn't have time to finish the cards. So at least we knew it was a work in progress with that. Anyway, mass production is going to begin September. I don't think they can get an artist. I mean, they could get an artist on it because, you know, an artist sets their own... You know, if you put a deadline on an artist, you'll be amazed what you can get out of them. You know, artists are accused of being the laziest profession, and they definitely need deadlines to keep them, I don't know, reined in. So, you know, you could potentially do it. I think it could be done. If you ask an artist, it could be done. Where are we? July 2nd. It's going to mass produce in September. 2 months. Could you get an artist to do all the cards, do the board art? I think you could. I think you definitely could get an artist on the project. Right, so they've got game designer, producer, editors, playtesters, creative direction, art direction, illustrations, graphic design, 3D modeling, no artist. There's no artist. An illustrator just designs things like where the card is, you know, the text on the card, the iconography. Like they're not the art. The illustrator isn't doing an art piece, and they need to get an artist at Ivy Studio, or just commission a sci-fi artist. Dear God! And just remember, they have spent extra time and money on the stretch goal concept of doing the murder mystery. Like, what the heck? Like, what the heck? Just insane. All right. Well, I said this would be a big critique. It's the art everywhere. I don't often say art everywhere, but it's clearly needed. And, you know, with only 123 comments from 2,500 backers, dear me, you're not even coming. You've backed it and not even come in and saying you love the project. That's sad, isn't it? Well, I would get everybody in on here. If you watch this video, you probably tuned out by now. If you like this game because you think I'm too negative, it's a critique. You know, I'm trying to say what it needs. It needs to be fixed. I'm not saying it can't be fixed. In fact, if they redid all the art, I'm sure more people would back it. 100%. So, you know, potentially a hail of backers could get down and say, please hire an artist. Please. It 100% will lift this game from the brink. You know? The brink being the bottom of the sea. It needs to come out into the sunlight. That's what it needs to do. And it'll only change if you get comments in here. You know, this is what crowdfunding is about. That they're interested in you coming and doing. You know, they want you to do stuff. Well, the critique is the best thing you can do for them. And request they hire an artist, please. They need to hire an artist. Ivy Studios, you're almost there, but you're one hire away from greatness. But until that happens, we don't recommend it. It is expensive. It's true. And there is a flotilla of fantastic worker placements out there with fantastic art, theme, and you know, just want to talk to one. Perseverance, oh my God! The worker placement game, heavy thematic, and in Perseverance, you got 4 volumes, aren't you? Where you're going through a story and the whole board changes. Oh, it's so amazing, Perseverance as a Kickstarter. You know, if you're paying the deluxe on Ivy Studio, you could get the volumes for Perseverance. Like, it's bonkers. All right, peeps, we're going to leave it there on the channel. Keep your eyes on the community. I am going on holiday. I will be posting the schedule of the channel before I leave on Saturday. So keep your eyes here. You'll have the itinerary and something to look forward to. And I'll give you a hint. If you've got this far, there's going to be a preview for Gen Con 2024. So if you got this far, there you go. A nice little scoop for you. Well, please give a video a like and leave your comments down below. Are you happy with Brink? Or do you agree that it could do with an art pass across everything? It's true. Well, on that bombshell, fingers crossed Ivy Studios pull the finger out and fix it. Because until then, it's a big no-no. So on that bombshell, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. This is Kickstarter Radio 102.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye for now.